Hello friendos, it's Bella from the Bookish Badger. It is currently 8:45 a.m. on the morning of Thursday, April 16th, which means it's the first day of the stay-at-home reading rush. Ayo, let's go. So I didn't stay up reading last night, from midnight to 3 like I normally would on a readathon, because I knew I had to get up at 8 because I have to be at work by 10. So I didn't stay up reading, but I am listening to an audiobook this morning while I'm getting ready. However, it is not a part of my Reading Rush TBR. However, I do want to let you know what my TBR is going to be. So I'm going to be reading 3 books for this readathon, hopefully, fingers crossed. The first one I'm going to read, I say first one, but in no particular order. I'm going to read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This will be filling the prompts, a book that will make you smile and a book to read in the same room or place the whole time. And I've read this book before. I love it, so I know it's going to make me smile. But what I haven't done is I've heard that the audiobook is very good. I heard it's full cast and excellently done. So I'm going to be reading this and listening to the audiobook along with it at the same time, which I've been wanting to do for a while. So I figured that this would be a good opportunity. Next I have And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, to be filling the book with a house on the cover prompt, which it's perfectly got the skeleton figure pointing right at the house. So, it's definitely on there. And third, I'm going to be audiobooking Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno, to fill the A Place Where You Would Want to Go prompt. And honestly, the place that I want to go is just a happy-go-lucky contemporary that is not living in the times of coronavirus. That's the place that I want to go. And it's a little bit warm where that book takes place, and I would just love to be reading on the porch and having a good non-coronavirus time. First and foremost, before I even get to my TBR, is hopefully I would like to finish the books that I'm in the middle of and catch up on the buddy read that I am in the middle of. The first one that I'm in the middle of is an audiobook. It is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I'm exactly halfway through that. I have 8 hours left in it, and it's going to be a full 8 hours because I don't like double speed or 1.5 times speed my audiobooks. So it is going to be a while longer on that, but I think it'll pass relatively quickly because of course I do other things while listening to audiobooks, so I'm not just sitting there staring at a wall listening to my audiobook doing nothing else. I'll get stuff done. The other one I've got going on right now is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I have got 100 pages left in that. It is very good so far. I like it a lot. And the buddy read that I have to catch up on is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. I'm not even sure how many pages I have to catch up on this by, but it's a lot because I haven't read it in a bit, and I have to actually calculate how many pages I'm behind by. Last time I calculated it, there's, I don't know if you can see because I don't have a viewfinder, but there's my bookmark and there's the gold bookmark sticking up. The gold one is where I had to be, and the bookmark is where I am currently. But I haven't moved to that gold one in a while, so I wouldn't actually be surprised if I had 80 pages to catch up on. It's gonna be a bit. So I'm going to keep getting ready for work, and while doing so, I will keep listening to my audiobook. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Alright, we're all made up and hair in that bakery bun and all ready for work. I am obviously not going to get any reading done at work, and I'm also not going to vlog at work because I'll be working and my hands are probably going to be in dough. But I will check in again when I come home with my reading plan as of the rest of the evening. So I'll see y'all in about 6-7 hours. Peace out. Hello, I am back. I actually got home from work at 4 o'clock. It is now almost 8 o'clock. I have not been reading since I got home. I've been hanging out with my family and drinking tea and watching Jeopardy and things of the like. So I'm actually going to start reading now. I was actually just scrolling through Twitter and I saw that reading sprints start in 10 minutes. So it actually kind of turned out to be perfect timing on my part. Not gonna brag, but pretty good timing. So I'm going to continue on with The Picture of Dorian Gray and see how far I can get in that. And so let's do some sprinting and let's do some reading. so it is now just past 10 o'clock. The reading sprint was from 8 to 9, and I did that. That was a good time, and then I decided, okay, I'm gonna do some focused reading from 9 to 10 and see how much I get done. And my eyes just like progressively started being like, nope, we're not gonna be able to process or comprehend the words on the page after like 9:40, so I only read till like 9:45. But I got an amount done, so every bit of progress is good progress in my book. Ha! In my book. See what I did there? Ha! That was an accident. But now I'm gonna go downstairs and do the dishes and listen to more of my audiobook, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This is probably going to be my last update for the night, because once I'm done with that, I'm sure I'm going to be too tired to word. So I will see you again in the morning, and I will update you again then. Hello friendos, so it is actually Saturday of the reading rush, so we're on day 3 out of 4. I didn't read too much yesterday, and I filmed nothing except for like one shot of me pouring tea, so that didn't go too well. But I'm gonna buckle down and read some more this afternoon, evening. It is currently 3:43, and I've been listening to my audiobook on and off all day. I've got, I think, like 5 hours left in A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, so I'm chugging along through that, and I read just like 3 or 4 pages of Dorian Gray yesterday, so that's kind of where I'm at with everything. I was actually just going to buy some Reading Rush bookmarks because they're like the exclusive stay home Reading Rush design, and I thought it would be nice to have something to sort of commemorate not only this event but this period in time. So, and it supports indie bookstores, so where can you go wrong? At any rate, I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm gonna read a little bit more of Dorian Gray, see how that goes, and if I'm not feeling it, I might switch over to Nimona. So I'll check in with you guys again a little bit later. Again, it is the next morning. I proceeded to read some more of Dorian Gray last night, but then I stopped to like have dinner and we watched the One World concert, so there was all that going on. Listened to a little bit more of my audiobook as I was getting ready last night, and this morning as I've been getting ready, I've been listening to Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I'm starting to like it a little bit better now, I think. I've only got 3 hours left though, so not too much longer, and I've only got 60-ish pages left in Dorian Gray, which means I am super close to finishing the 2 books that I was in the middle of, and I intend on, if I can work my time right, which I think I should be able to, I think I'm going to be able to get both of those at least done today, and then we'll see where we go from there. For the moment, I am planning on going downstairs and making some almond joy pancakes and some bacon, and we're gonna have some breakfast, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be listening to my book more, so should be getting through that fairly quick. Alright, I'll update you guys later. Making pancakes, making pancakes, making pancakes. Round 1 went so well, don't fail me while I'm filming. You know what? Screw you too. It is a crispy. Everybody say hi to Sophie!
It's hard to film while you have a dog. How's the reading rush going for you?
It's going great. I haven't really finished books, but other than that.
Well, I finished both of the books I was gonna read.
Oh, nice. I'm like very close to finishing 2 of my books. I've got 2 hours left in one of my audiobooks, and I've got 60 pages left in one of my physical books. Of course, I was already halfway through both of them when I started the reading rush. But we're not going to pay attention to that now, are we? So as you guys saw there, my best bud Sophie from Sophie's Book Nook stopped by a little bit ago. We probably talked for about like 20 minutes actually. I was just like talking to her out my window while she was walking the dog and walking by. So we had a fun little social distancing chat. It's been a while since then. It is now just past 4 o'clock. It's like 4:05. And I listened to more of my audiobook like while I was doing all the dishes and everything, because a big breakfast like that makes quite a few dishes. So I did the dishes, and now I've only got like an hour and a half left in my audiobook. However, I think I'm going to switch over to my physical book, The Picture of Dorian Gray, for a little bit and see how much reading I can get done there, because I'm feeling pretty awake right now, and the last thing that I want to do is try to read a physical book when I'm sleepy, because it'll get me more sleepy, because I'm a little baby child who gets very sleepy very easily. So I'm gonna try to get some of that down and under my belt while I'm nice and awake. I had a bit of a slump with Dorian Gray. There was this big long chapter that was like, I don't even know how many pages long. It felt like a lot. It was probably like 15 or 20, but it felt like so many. And it was a really boring chapter. It was not a great chapter, and I was loving the book up to that point, and then I was just like having such trouble getting through that one gosh darn chapter. But the other night I got through it, and it like picked right back up, and like in the intensity, like right where it left off, and it was like, it got really intense really quick actually, and it's really good, so I'm excited to get on back to it. So I'll update you guys after I either get pooped out from physical reading, or who knows, I might finish it. Probably not gonna finish it quite yet, but we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know. Truly one of the most satisfying parts of reading books off of the Great American Read List, besides, you know, the gratification of reading a book, is getting to check it off of the list. Let's go. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Yeah, boy, get that check mark. It is much later in the evening. It's like 10:23. It's not like 10:23. It is 10:23. And I just finished A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I was reading before, and then I had to stop for dinner, and I did dishes. I watched a recorded episode of The Voice with my familial squadron, and I was listening to my book through some of that, so I got through more of it, and I just finished it. And you know what? I think I ended up liking it. I felt like it was like fine throughout. Like, I was like, oh, this is an interesting enough story, you know, it was keeping my attention. I still wouldn't call it like a favorite, but like the ending was really sweet, and it was a nicer conclusion than I expected, and I'd say overall I ended up enjoying it, so I'm really happy with that. And I have like 37 pages left in Dorian Gray, so I think I'm going to get changed into my pajamas and maybe do a face mask and lay down and read a little bit before I call up my fancy human. So I'm gonna see how far I get, and if I can finish 2 by the end of this readathon, I will be happy with what I completed. So we'll see. Stella, smile for the camera, Stella. Oh, she's a good baby. She's a good baby. I'm thinking I just want something kind of soothing, so I'm gonna go with my lavender dude over here. Yeah. Beauty. I need a second. I just finished The Picture of Dorian Gray. That is the most excellently written ending I think I've maybe ever read. That was astounding. I quite legitimately almost cried. Not because of extreme sadness or happiness, but just because of how masterfully that was written. I'm astounded. I'm astounded. That was amazing. That was so good. That was so good. It is a little past the end of reading rush. It is 12:13. I'm gonna consider it that I finished 2 books during reading rush. Let's just go with that. They were not on my reading rush TBR, but they were on my TBR of like, hey, I just want to read during this time. So I'm counting it. It's all good, and I had a good time. I read more than I would have if I was not participating in a readathon, and that's always my like barometer for how successful a readathon is. If I read more than I would have if I wasn't participating, then the readathon has done its job. I'm trying to think of how to like wrap up this vlog, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, that ending though. So with that, I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up because I'm a little bit speechless over here. I'm gonna need to like breathe for a second after that one. If you enjoyed this video, do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Do not hesitate to subscribe for more content coming soon, and I will see you in the next video. Bookish Badger signing off.